Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for joining me for today's podcast. It's Sunday, the 12th of October here, where I am in the Southern Hemisphere in the Northern Rivers of New South Wales and Australia. And I'm looking into the week ahead from, let's start today, 12th of October until next Sunday, the 19th of October. And it's been a little while for me doing podcasts, and I figured, it's definitely about time because there is just so much happening in the cosmic blueprint and energies that are moving through, that are moving us very deeply from the inside out and vice versa, macro and microcosm always working together. And this is such a powerful week. And I felt like, gosh, I got to say something. It's just been so busy lately with a lot of adventures and new ventures, and which is exciting. And I really don't want to neglect astrological, psychological energies that are working so deeply within us and helping us to navigate our journey here and moving us forwards and as a beautiful direction. Because also we just had the eclipse portal closing with the full moon in Aries. So we just had a big full moon in the sign of Aries. And so that was the closure of the eclipse portal. And I think that was on Monday here. So, and I feel like a lot of us have been going through a whirlwind with throughout the eclipses, making decisions, being very discerning, decluttering, being very wise in our movements and also, letting go of anything that is no longer serving us, where, what, how isn't serving us any longer, to make some good, clear decisions. And often, yes, if we are not, then the universe, particularly around eclipses, we are guided. We are guided where we meant to be, which often looks very different to where we are thinking that we are heading, or because also the eclipse portal was on the axis of Virgo and Pisces, which Pisces being on the North Node, which is the leading the head of the dragon, where we are heading towards, where we are what we are unlearning and what we are learning to implement. And with Pisces and Virgo axis, we are implementing a greater surrendering, a surrendering to control mechanisms, to expectations, to wanting things a certain way. It's got to be like that. And so we do want to shine the torch of the Virgo wisdom upon ourselves to really, move the energies forwards. And also, often when we think about it, what we're trying to hold on to, what we are wanting to control, there is an old conditioning around that. There's fear around it, anxiety, because we are uncertain of the new path as yet. So there's a lot happening inside of us. And I feel like also there's a certain honesty required to be compassionate with ourselves. Pisces is about compassion, empathy, is also trusting the greater picture, trusting our inner wisdom, our intuition. So we've been going through quite a big portal, and the final was the full moon, a super full moon in the sign of Aries, and also because Aries is action oriented. I feel like for a lot of us, maybe something old has closed out, but we're excited about the new, that the energies, we're directing them forward. There is initiation again. So it's things are moving. And yes, things are moving, but not so fast, because we also, as we can see, we got Saturn retrograding in the sign of Pisces for the last time before entering Aries on the 15th of February. And then Saturn won't be retrograding into Pisces again for the next 30 years. So this is a big cycle that is ending, We are again a deep letting go, maybe some old grievances, resentments of dreams that we haven't lived yet, of any kind of losses. So we're really evaluating, reevaluating where we are now, where we are going. And so this Saturn is really, yeah, while inviting us to claim our own authority, to be in our truth and be, we are learning, we are maturing, we are becoming wiser. So there's Saturn wisdom is deep and profound, and particularly as Saturn grants us that portal until mid-February to let go, to finish unfinished business, to, yeah, claiming our truth. Where am I still victim? Where am I still blaming? And again, it requires a lot of self, a lot of deep honesty with ourselves, because it's never easy to really look into the mirror and seeing things for what they are, because Saturn is very much in the mundane. It's linear, so we can look at things how they are and how we want them to be, and but not in a way that we want to insist, because there is so much happening cosmically that the more we can surrender and trust and have faith, the better, without insisting on any outcomes. Yes, we want to dream big, we want to have visions, but not, yeah, we don't want to control. So that's a big thing, because I feel we humans, we love to control situations, other people, and it never goes well. Like when we think about it, when we think back in hindsight, yeah, whatever it comes up for us, like if we've tried to control a relationship and um, being together with someone's potential and then trying to fix or wanting to make them more like we are, out of experience, that never ever works. So we're learning a lot, and there's learning around letting go, learning around bringing in the new, even if we don't know yet what it exactly looks like. So also, we've been having Jupiter, the most expansive planet, in the sign of Cancer, where Jupiter is exalted, beautiful energies. Also, again, trusting our intuition, higher learning, being our own best friend and teacher. And Jupiter's been in a square to Chiron for some time and will continue that square. So it's a profound healing time. Chiron, the wounded healer, reminds us of where do I feel suppressed or held back in some ways, of my, yeah, where the suppressed feminine and masculine, particularly suppressed masculine in the sign of Aries. So there's a lot of healing around where we're feeling separate, where there is a core wounding around rejection, abandonment. And I feel a lot of us have experienced situations, parental, in our early childhoods, where we've been very much, a lot of us, neglected, abandoned, not being heard, understood, seen. So there's a lot of that core wounding around feeling rejected, which then, of course, plays out in our close relationships. So there's a beautiful energy that is guiding us to heal those core wounds, particularly as Chiron is lining up with Aries, the goddess of discord and strife, a lot to do with the suppressed feminine and the rage of the feminine. And so I feel like this masculine feminine energy wants to balance itself, and also allowing everything to come up to the surface, because it needs to. What we can feel, we can heal, and not to look away. And also, of course, if we feel rageful, if we feel anger, then to direct it in through healthy ways and outlets. So there's a lot of deep healing going on at the moment, and maybe, yeah, you'll feel it a fair bit. And can we allow it? Can we be in the moment and drop expectations upon ourselves? Because I feel we can be so hard on ourselves, really. Um, yeah, I feel like humanness is so beautiful, and also so very conditioned. And this is such an incredible point in time where we are learning about our humanness, our superpowers actually in this human experience, which we all have superpowers. And it's incredible how unique we are, how uniquely gifted we are. And it wants to come out and to the fore. So Can we allow it? That's the question. Are we ready and willing to do that? And so this week, excuse me, I'm excited about this week because we got a massive Grand Trine coming up on the 14th of October. um, Venus, goddess of love and beauty, is moving out of the sign of Virgo. She's actually right now, yeah, at the last degrees of Virgo. So again, we could feel maybe a bit raised levels of anxiety. She's opposing Saturn. Maybe we are encountering opposing forces. Maybe so Venus is our likes and dislikes, what we want to do, what we want to create, and Saturn says no, you can't. So we might encounter some situations where we are, yeah, where someone says no, where we are shut down, where there is a temporary hold to things. So, um, and also I feel it gives us a good sense because so Venus in Virgo, she has an eye for detail. She's of service. She's connected to the natural cycle of the moon, to nature herself. She's about health and well-being. Opposing Saturn, we could also look at our lifestyle, our daily routines. Where do we want to make changes? What is no longer serving us? Where am I? Yeah, what's my diet like? What's my exercise regime? Yeah, where can I make changes, healthy changes? And so now is a really good time if we want to do a little purge, a little fasting, making changes on a daily level. Maybe we want to implement some breath work in the morning or going for a walk, and whatever it is for each individual, now is a really good time. And also, I feel we could feel a bit tired at the moment because it's so profound. So this week, as you can see, on the 14th of October, Venus is going into Libra. Venus rules Libra, loves being in Libra. And yeah, she's beauty embodied in Libra on a cerebral level. She's a great thinker. She's artistic. She loves creating a sacred space, has an eye for detail, straightens out the picture frames when she enters a room. She's very in her element. She's balanced. She wants to bring harmony, beauty, grace, and a certain sacredness. And yeah, artistic. She's well read. So there's a beautiful balancing point here. And relationships, of course. Venus, goddess of love, Libra, balance, harmony in relationships. So beautiful energy coming in this week, 14th of October. And let's look ahead. Venus will be in the sign of her own rulership until the 7th of November. So that's a nice, beautiful portal, 14th of October till the 7th of November, Venus in Libra in her own sign. Really beautiful time to bring more harmony, equilibrium, equality, win-win situations, being social, making connections, cooperations, teamwork, really, really aligned. And of course, we still have the Sun in Libra for another almost 10 days, 9 days. Actually, no more because today is the 12th. So for about another 11 days, we got the Sun in the sign of Libra. Again, about harmony, grace, beauty, lots of learning around relationships because Libra and Aries, the libraries, rule the axis of relationships, me versus other. How can we work as a team? How can I grow and evolve as a unique individual while in relationships? So relationships are really highlighted. And when are they not? It's a big thing. Then we got Mars and Mercury are coming closer together also this week. Mercury in Scorpio, so it's intense. It's really intense. Also our how we communicate. Mercury is about communication, moving around, dealing and wheeling and transport. And so in the sign of Scorpio, Mars in Scorpio, Mars rules Scorpio, the traditional ruler of Scorpio. And so there's again, there is a deep connection here. There's a deep honesty. What we're doing, Mars is our will. What we're doing has depth. It comes from a core sense of integrity, integrity to self, to another. It also expects Mars in Scorpio is very loyal, expects loyalty in return, also that honesty in relationships, in everything we do. And it always starts with ourselves. So can we be honest, and can we be in our own integrity and depth of being? So there is a lot of water energy, lots of water energy actually. And yeah, which is beautiful. We got Jupiter in Cancer, which Mars will come into trine with Jupiter. That's then the week after. And Mercury in Scorpio and Black Moon Lilith in Scorpio. We got Saturn retrograding in Pisces, the North Node in Pisces. So we got a whole lot of water happening here. Not a lot of Earth at the moment. So actually no Earth, which is also interesting. Only the South Node, the karmic node of the moon, is in Virgo, which again, discerning, decluttering, purging, um, yeah, letting go of expectations and conditions and all that perfectionism, that and rather find a healthy medium. With, if we have a sense, a drive towards perfectionism, or we want things a certain way, or we're very organized, that's a good thing. There's nothing wrong with that, but we don't want to overdo anything. And because, yeah, the more we expect, the more we get disappointed. So there's no, yeah, and we know that. So, and also because we don't have any earth, grounding is really important. Finding time in nature, being barefoot, eating wholesome foods, and just, yeah, looking after our bodies, our temples, have a nice massage, really looking after ourselves. So that's so crucial these days. And I'm just checking my recording. Yeah, that's still going. That's good. And yeah, so, but the highlight of this week, massive grand air trine coming up when, as soon as Venus moves into Libra on the 14th, she's gonna go into a big, juicy air trine with Uranus, the mover and shaker, sudden developments, possibilities, yeah, pulling the rug beneath our feet. And also, as we can see here, oh my goodness, Pluto is stationing to go direct. That is huge. And that's going to happen here on the 15th, 16th, 16th of October. So we're still a couple of days away, but the energies are already building. So this Venus is coming into a grand air trine. Venus, Pluto in Aquarius, Venus in Libra, Uranus in Gemini. And this is huge. This is absolutely big. There is an upgrade in our cosmic blueprint. There is new energies coming in. See what happens. And that's why I feel we're just so powerful. We're so unique and powerful. And also this whole situation is in a sextile to Neptune, and a bit of a wider sextile to Saturn. So it is a big forwards movement on our embodied spiritual journey that is taking us forward. So maybe we can set intentions, we can tune into our body, and our whole being. Like, we all came here for beautifully equipped with all our gifts. A lot of our gifts have been shut down, conditioned, body armors put on top of it, and we often don't even know our own essence because of all the conditioning in so many ways. And it's also conditioning that we are not aware of. Yes, we're aware of, okay, my parents, that was that upbringing, this and that. We're no longer blaming that. But often there is a lot of body armoring that we've been put upon ourselves as a survival mechanism. And so the cool thing is, so Uranus is spirit, is lightning strikes, is channeling, is universal messages coming through. Pluto in Aquarius, Uranus rules Aquarius. Again, revolutionary, rebellious, unique, individuated. Pluto dismantles everything. Pluto goes retrograde once a year for about 5 to 6 months. So that happens every year. So that's not a new thing. And then Pluto stations and goes direct. And so, but this direct motion now, so we've been going through a deep dive over the last 5.5, 6 months through the underworld. So this Pluto is now about to station and go direct. Also, I mentioned we might feel tired, we might feel a bit weighed down. Again, that's another invitation to take it light on food, on alcohol, drugs, because this is a portal where we want to be clear, we want to feel light, we don't want to feel heavied out by heavy food or overeating, overindulgence. So the lighter we can keep it this week, the better, I feel. Especially with air. Air wants to move, wants to be free and liberated. So this is big. So I'm going to read out a couple of things because Pluto and Pluto stations, Pluto, it comes to a standing still point. And Pluto, it's like, I remember like Pam Gregory, she often talks about Pluto stationing as like a big tanker in the ocean is coming to a still point. And that's a big deal also for that tanker, that huge vessel to start, to gain momentum again. So nothing is quick here because Pluto takes 248 years to go to make a circle, to go move through all the signs. So it's very, very slow and also very deep. So there's Pluto is depth. It's yeah, life, death, rebirth, nothing less. And also it dismantles, it rejuvenates, it wants to destroy anything that's no longer serving and letting all structures crumble in order to rejuvenate and rebirth ourselves. So I'm going to put my glasses on because I have to these days, at the moment anyway, until I'm getting more into structured water, which is also something that I'm super excited about, structured water and how good that is for the body. And yeah, rejuvenating our cells and bringing greater vitality and detoxing. So if you can, I'm working for a beautiful business called Green Clean Australia, Nature Harmony Stations. We build devices based upon the principles, the scientific research that Wilhelm Reich did, Austrian, on the orgone energy. So we build weather harmony stations. To balance the earth ley lines, the ecosystem. And now we are also into structured water by Clayton Nolte, which is super exciting. And yeah, a great way to rejuvenate cells, we need less energy for, which will keep us more active, our brains more focused. And there's just so many advantages to drinking structured water and not what we are told to, yeah, just drink more H2O and that's the more the better. But it really depends on what water you drink and how we perceive that. So anyway, let's have a look at transiting Pluto retrograde out of my retrograde planets by Erin Sullivan. And I just want to read out that excerpt, which I feel like that's really relevant. And it says the descent into Avernus, the underworld, is easy, but to recall your steps and ascend again to the upper world, that is the work. This is the task. So we're at a threshold because Pluto is liminal. Pluto is threshold work. We are meeting the ghosts from the past. We are moving between the worlds and we are all light and shadow. We are not, we can, strive for enlightenment and do all these affirmations and think positive all the time, which I think is a load of crap because we are light and dark and we need to acknowledge both sides of us and feel everything, bring it up to the surface. And Pluto helps us to really feel into things and bring them up to rejuvenate what wants to come up and transcend and transform. So Erin Sullivan says the Pluto transit might act as an abrupt separation from the past, often being experienced as the typical Plutonian death. In the case of the isolated transit, Pluto acts as a free agent. disinterring, encapsulated or segregated aspect of one's inner nature and bringing them to the fore to be civilized and integrated into the whole of oneself. So we're really doing this. This is like a dismantling of the old. We're facing the past shadows that we're ready and willing to let go of. This is really, really big times. And it's happening at the first degree of Aquarius. Aquarius, the revolutionary, the individuation. So this first degree, Dane Rudhyar, in the book of An Astrological Mandala by Dane Rudhyar, the second degree, because we're looking at the next degree, so it's 1 degree, 22 minutes. The second degree point is about an unexpected thunderstorm, the need to develop the inner security which will enable us to meet unexpected crises. I don't believe there will be an actual crisis, but I feel, yes, unexpected. There can be like also upgrades and certain, Uranian qualities that want to come through. Uranus is the lightning strike. So Dane Rudhyar says, what does he say? Such a thunderstorm in a region of dry hills can cause floods. Okay. Yes, there could be nature's responses to it as well. What else? What does he say? Dust you were, dust you must become. This is nature's challenge. What else do I want to read out for you that is more meaningful in where we are now? So we are primarily concerned with social collective processes and the function of the individual within them. That symbol itself, an unexpected thunderstorm, could be given a very positive meaning in an arid environment. Anyway, so what he's saying here, we got the so we are developing inner security. We are developing a sense of also a certain sense of being comfortable with the unknown, being comfortable with being a powerful human being that is, we are soul embodied here. We're not a body with a soul, but we are soul embodied. And I feel this is really coming out now. And this week it's going to be massive. And maybe we can set intentions to, being very present, really allowing also that inner security in a sense that, wow, I got everything within, my own inner healer. Everything is within. I don't need to look outside. And another thing I want to read out of Codex of the Soul by Verdalus about Pluto and what Pluto is about. I am become death, the destroyer of worlds. That's in the Bhagavad Gita. I am Hades, the lord of the underworld. I wear my helmet of invisibility, for my transits sneak upon you and then cloak you for 3 years. My name means wealth, for as you surrender into the depths of my infernal kingdom, the mysteries of your unconscious shall be revealed, a treasure chest of your soul's riches, in your willingness to release the old, to reduce to essence, to generate as the phoenix. But if you resist in every attempt to possess and in every tendency to obsess, you shall suffer under the terror of volcanic crisis. For I rule the abode of the shades, and I am the night's dense darkness. But if you just let go, I shall unveil the secrets of your soul. Yep. Nothing less than that. With Pluto, it's a deep dive, man. There is nothing shallow about it. We can't just talk about the weather and any kind of fluffy subjects. We are gonna go deep dive. And I'm not saying that we're gonna go through a plutonic death this week, but I feel the more we can acknowledge our shadow side as well as our light side, the more we can cultivate and excavate the jewels from within through our uniqueness and through sharing our uniqueness for the greatest good, the more we will have epiphanies this week. So watch the space. Thanks for listening and stay tuned for updates. And if you're in Sydney at all, I'll be down in Sydney with the Green Clean team the 24th to the 26th of October in Kenthurst at the Freedom Summit, and sharing wisdom around orgone energy as well as astrology. Would love to see you there. Thank you. So much love.